Hello students, welcome to Isha school. In the last class, we had done the examples of real numbers. Okay, now we will start the exercises of real numbers. Now we had learnt how to prove the irrational numbers by the method of assumption, and then we contradict the fact that what we had assumed is not right. Alright, so let us do it again. Now, because we did examples, we can do the exercise with, yes, you will be prompting and I will be writing, correct? Alright, the first question of exercise 1.2 says, prove that root 5 is irrational number. Alright, so what is the first sentence we will write, children? Correct. Let root 5 be a rational number. All right. Let me write it in full form, children. Otherwise, you will also write the same. Rational number. So, root 5 is equal to P by Q. As said earlier, children, you can take it A by B also, you can take it C by D also, but usually you will be finding PQ and AB or AB in the books. P by Q, where PQ are co-primes. That is, HCF is 1 or common factor. Common factor is 1. Then, what is the second step, children, after writing? Absolutely right. Very good. Squaring both sides. Root 5 whole square is equal to P by Q whole square. 5, that implies 5 is equal to P square by Q square. Alright, that implies 5Q square is equal to P square. That implies Q square is equal to P square by 5. Alright, now what should we write? 5 divides P square, 5 divides P. Alright, now let me make it equation 1. Alright, now let Q, now this implies putting this value, let me write this equation 2. All right, let P is equal to 5K. All right, let P is equal to 5K. Now putting value of P in 2, we get 5Q square is equal to 5K whole square. 5Q square is equal to 25K square. 5. That implies Q square is equal to 5K square. Alright. Now, Q square is equal to 5K square. That implies Q square by 5 is equal to K square. What are the two things we should write, children? Absolutely right. 5 divides Q square. So, 5 divides q. All right. Now let us put this equation 4. All right. So we have 5 divides p and 5 divides q. But in the beginning we had assumed p, q are co-primes which have only one as common factor. All right, but we have got 5 as the common factor. So this contradicts the fact and our assumption that the number given, all right, root 5 is not a rational number. Root 5 is an irrational number. Now after this you can write about the assumption that we had assumed that p, q have common factor only 1. But here we find that p, q have common factor 5. So this contradicts our assumption that root 5 is an irrational number. It is not a rational number, it is an irrational number. All right? Okay. Now we come to the second question. Prove that 3 plus root 2 root 5 is an irrational number. All right. So just as we did in the examples, exactly we will do. But you will be prompting. All right. Okay. Now what is the first step, students? Correct. Let 3 plus 2 root 5 be a rational number. So 3 plus 2 root 5 is equal to p by q, where p, q are co-primes. All right. Now I bring the rational numbers to one side and irrational numbers to the other side. Now 3 minus p by q is equal to 2 root 5. All right. Now I bring this 2 root 2 also to the other side. Now 2 root 5. Now I can't keep 2 with root 5. I want only irrational numbers to one side. So what does this imply? This is 3q minus p whole by q. When we take LCM, that is equal to 2 root 5. Now I can bring down the 2 to the left side to keep irrational number only on the right side. 3q minus p by 2q. Because it is multiplication on the other side, when it comes to the other side of equal to, it becomes divide. Because opposite of multiply is division. So 3q minus p by 2q is equal to root 5. So what do you understand from this? Any number given to you, any kind of irrational number, maybe addition, maybe subtraction, anything, you should first shift the rational numbers to one side and then irrational numbers to the other side of the equal to sign. This is the first step to prove the number is irrational. All right. Now root 5. As I told you earlier, for such questions, definitely it will be mentioned that root 5 is an irrational number. It is of 2 marks. If it is given, then it is of 2 marks, and then you will simply do this and show this is rational and this is irrational. That is why this is, if this is rational, then it should be rational, but it is given it is irrational. So this is also irrational. So our question is also irrational. All right. So let us assume that it is given root 5 is a irrational number. So root 5 is a, now we know 3 3q minus p by 2q is a rational number. So, root 5 should be also rational number, isn't it? Should be a rational number, but it's given root 5 is an irrational number. So, 3q minus p by 2q is also an irrational number. This contradicts the fact that our assumption of taking 3 plus 2 root 5 as a rational number is wrong. Please don't write NO in the exam, children. You should always write NUMBER. Never write the short form number as NO. All right? Is wrong. So, 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. All right? Okay? So this is how we prove when it is given in when two numbers, a rational number and an irrational numbers, are made into an expression with either positive or negative sign. This is the step. These are the steps which are involved in proving the sum. Please don't omit any step, and please don't think it is understood. I was a member of board corrections, so I am telling you repeatedly what to write, and if you don't write any of the sentences and you think that it is already assumed, no children, no. You have to write all the steps. This is the chapter, real numbers is a chapter where you need to write like a story. All right, you have to explain everything, nothing is assumed. All right, okay. Come to the next. Prove that 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. All right, again here it will be given root 2 is an irrational number. All right, so assuming that it is given root 2 is an irrational number, let us prove this. So what is the first step, children? Correct. Let 1 by root 2 is a rational number. So 1 by root 2 is equal to P by Q, where P, Q are co-primes. Means HCF is 1 or common factor is 1. Alright. Next step. Very good. Squaring both sides. We get 1 by root 2 whole square is equal to P square by Q square. That implies 1 by 2 is equal to P square by Q square. That implies Q square is equal to 2P square. Or Q square by 2 is equal to P square. All right. Now again, as we did in the first question, to prove root 2 is an irrational number, the same step goes. Exactly same step goes. Q square by 2. Now here 2 divides Q square. So what will you write here? 2 divides Q square. So 2 divides Q. Let me make this equation 1 and let me make this equation 2. All right. Now let Q is equal to 2K. Now this is a constant which we are taking, students. K, you can take anything. M, N, anything you can take. Squaring. First we will put it in the equation. Putting Q, value of Q, putting value of Q in equation 2. We get 2K whole square is equal to 2P square. That is 4K square. That implies 4K square is equal to 2P square. 2 cancels. That is equal to 2K square is equal to P square. That implies K square is equal to P square by 2. What are the two things we should write, students? Very good. That implies 2 divides P square. So 2 divides P. Now we can write this as equation 3. All right. Now what do we do? From 1 and 3 we get 2 divides P, 2 divides Q. All right. But we assumed that PQ are co-primes, which contradicts the fact that PQ have common factor to as done. So, our assumption of 1 by root 2 as a rational number is wrong. So 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. All right, children? Okay. Prove that 7 root, the following are irrational. 7 root 5, exactly same. Exactly same. What do we first do? Let 7 root 5 be a rational number. So 7 root 5 is equal to P by Q, where P, Q are co-primes. That implies squaring so we will shift root over sign, root 5 to one side and rational numbers to the other side. That implies root 5 is equal to P by 7Q. Here again it will be mentioned root 5 is an irrational number. So that implies P by 7Q is a rational number. So root 5 should be a rational number. But it's given root 5 is an irrational number. So our assumption of taking 7 root 5 to be a rational number is wrong. So 7 root 5 is an irrational number. The next one, 6 plus root 2, exactly the same thing. It is an expression with a rational and an irrational number with separated by a addition sign. Let 6 plus root 2 be a rational number. So 6 plus root 2 is equal to P by Q, where P, Q are co-primes. That implies root 2 is equal to P by Q minus 6. Now, it is already given root 2 is an irrational number. So, that implies P by Q minus 6 is a rational number. So, root 2 should be rational number, but it's given root 2 is an irrational number. So our assumption of taking 6 plus root 2 to be a rational number is wrong. So 6 plus root 2 is an irrational number. Okay? So we have come to the end of chapter Real Numbers. Hope it's very clear to you. All the explanations are clear to you and it's easy for you to do, isn't it? Thank you.